Hey, shalom, shalom, all praises, honor, glory goes to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem Rechak, Wadash, double honors to the apostles, bishops, elders, a great millstone, who rule well, peace, and blessings to you fellow brothers pushing this word in truth and sincerity. Shalom to the rest of the elect. All right, Shabbat Chana coming back with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem Rechak, Wadash. And what we have here is a mason jar with maybe around 5 to 6 ounces of tincture. Okay, as you see on this label here, this handwritten label, excuse my handwriting. Okay, foundational liver support formula. Okay, and over my years of working with herbs, you start to realize how important cleansing the liver is. In a lot of traditions, they use specialized herbs to cleanse the liver, which the liver handles a lot of detoxification, a lot of filtration, as well as making particular chemicals for digestion and different processes in our body. It was known that these organs can get clogged or congested or diseased, inflamed, blocked, okay, infected. So there's a list of herbs that are used to cleanse the liver. And by cleansing the liver, you open up one of your channels of elimination and detoxification. And a lot of disease is caused by congested liver. So here's a simple formula. Okay, I like to use simple formulas. I don't like to really use too many herbs. Okay, this is a simple formula. Okay, for your liver. It's not too stimulating. It's not too strong. Okay, and you don't really want to use, starting off, you don't really want to use strong liver herbs. There are a couple of strong liver herbs out there you don't really want to use at first, because those toxins rush into your bloodstream and you're not going to feel good. More times than not, you're going to stop because the detox symptoms will be too harsh, and those herbs are really strong, and they do cause unwanted symptoms because of their powerful effect. But we have at least I know at least a good close to 10 long-term rejuvenating, mild but powerful liver herbs that you can use to start to work on your liver. Okay, and of course these herbs also do other functions. In this formula we have 4 herbs. These are all roots, and generally when you're dealing with roots, they're generally going to target the liver. In most cases, you have a tendency to see that a lot of your liver herbs are roots, but there are also exceptions. Okay, now in this liver formula, is not too stimulating, it's not too super detoxifying, but it really is. Okay, the first herb we have is milk thistle, which is more of, look at milk thistle as more of a restorative. It's known that the liver can regenerate. Okay, milk thistle, instead of stimulating bile flow, stimulating bile and cleansing the ducts, it's more of a restorative that you can take to restore the function, okay, of the liver. Okay, this is how it was traditionally used. Okay, to support the tissue, the actual physical tissue. Okay, that's 40% of this formula. Okay, and then we have a dandelion root, which most individuals have heard of dandelion root. This root, I love dandelion root. It's a common weed, and the root has traditionally been used for liver cleansing. Anytime the liver is inflamed, or it's congested, it's blocked, for jaundice, any type of liver disorders, dandelion root has been administered. Okay, and this is a herb that you can take for extended period of time. It has also a restorative effect. It's not really super I would say strong to where the young and the old can take. Okay, but it's mild and effective, okay, of restoring and helping the liver. Okay, that's 20%. Dandelion root also is a bitter, so it has bitter stimulation, which is also going to stimulate gastric juices for those that have slow digestion. Okay, so this formula is a restorative, okay, stimulating, warming liver, okay, formula. So anytime the liver is sluggish, okay, barberry root. Again, I love barberry root. And all these herbs here, you can find in the United States, okay? And I like to deal with the herbs mainly and learn the herbs here in the United States, because this is where most of us are at here in Babylon. So these are Western herbs. But brothers that are in other parts of the earth, you might have these herbs. You might be acquainted with these herbs. But I would lean more towards your native equivalent. Okay? For example, like you have turmeric. Turmeric is in the Eastern Hemisphere. Okay, in the East, turmeric is a liver herb. Now you could put a little bit of turmeric in this formula, but let's go on. Brothers that are in other areas, look at your liver herbs in your area. Okay, even in different states, you have different liver herbs as well, but that's a little bit more advanced. Okay, barberry, it has bitter stimulation, so it's going to help digestion, but it's also going to stimulate the liver a little bit more stronger. Barberry is a little bit more stronger herb here. It's also 20% in this formula, as well as it has a compound known now as berberine that has like antimicrobial action. So if there's infection also within the liver, within the digestive tract, okay, barberry can be used for that. So even if there's bacterial overgrowth, it's been used for SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, been used for different bacterial and fungal infections, candida. Okay, and ginger, another all-time great. Ginger has a stimulating effect. So ginger is just going to help drive the formula, okay? But ginger also stimulates the ducts to move, which are your gall ducts. Your gall ducts, your liver and your gallbladder is connected by ducts. Okay, the liver creates bile. It stores in the gallbladder. The gallbladder releases the bile to emulsify fats. Okay, and then the pancreas also there's ducts there. It releases enzymes to make that those oils, that fat, even more water soluble to be absorbed into the body. Okay, so ginger stimulates this whole formula and warms it up. Now I have the percentages here, and I'll put a worksheet of how to make this formula. But if you have any of these herbs, you can use these herbs standalone for the liver. The ginger is not really going to have, it's not a direct liver herb, but it can be used to support. Okay, your more stimulating herbs are going to be barberry, number one, and then dandelion. Milk thistle is going to work on the tissue of restoring the liver. It's going to support the liver. Okay, so here's this little formula that brothers and sisters that do have issues with their liver can use, and you can really use this in any ratio that you like, but this is a ratio that I came up with, not to be too strong, right, but to be still effective. Now, once you make it into a tincture, you could make it into a tea as well. But once you make it into a tincture, you would start off with about either 15 to 30 drops, and then you'll work your way up to, and you'll just notice how you feel maybe a week, and then you'll work your way up to 2 to 3 milliliters, 2 to 3 times daily. Now, of course, this is not medical advice, and you have to be, safe when you're doing anything like this. And I would go ahead and I would do a little bit of studying on each of those herbs. Don't type in milk thistle or dandelion root benefit. Look at it more from a herbal tradition, traditional aspect on how the herbalists see the herb and how it was used traditionally. So look up the traditional uses of milk thistle or dandelion, barberry, ginger root, and you will start going back to the tradition, and they explain it a little bit more in context of actually reversing the dis-ease and not treating the symptom. Okay, so I pray that the lesson was edifying. Until next time, shalom to the elect.